All right, thank you, Mato, and welcome everyone to today's session. So today we'll be talking about building a technical documentation static site for open source projects, particularly using Eleventy. Although we have so many other tools that could do that, but I just love Eleventy so much because of the way it makes things quite easy and how you kind of have a more easy way to customize it. So let me share my screen and so we can start up from there. Okay, so I don't have access to share my screen. Hello, so I don't have access to share my screen.
Yes, let me take a look at the participant list, sorry. Are you able to share it now?
Let me see. All right, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so first of all, I would like us to talk about documentation. So documentation is an important aspect of software development, and not just software development. It has other aspects of tech, also design and other aspects. And almost every code base definitely needs documentation, both for internal use and also for the external use. And how big and how small your company is requires some form of documentation. So it ranges from the simple README you have on your GitHub, GitLab, or Bitrise, Bitbucket repo down to your contribution guidelines. And in some projects, it becomes a necessity to use a nice and a scalable system for generating and maintaining and also deploying the documentation. So let's say you want to just to work with your README, it's going to be very difficult because you just have a very long list of everything there and everybody starts scrolling down before you want to go up. So it's going to be so tiring. So that is where a static site documentation generator comes in. So they're easy to use, they're versatile and extremely user friendly, and they're very, very fast also. And they are mostly used to document APIs, database schemas, and other information backend organizations. Sorry. All right, so what is static site generators? Sorry. All right, so a static site generator is a tool that generates the full static HTML website based on raw data and a set of templates. So as we go further, you get to see the templates that most of the static site generators they work with. And also a static site generator automates the task of coding individual HTML pages and gets those pages ready to serve users ahead of time. Okay, so one of them we're going to talk about today is one, Eleventy. Second one is Docsify and docusaurus and MkDocs. So let's start with MkDocs. So MkDocs is a fast, It's a fast, simple, and downright gorgeous static site generator that generates towards building project documentations. So most of the documentation source files are written in Markdown and configured with a single YAML configuration file. So one of the features is has a fantastic looking graphical and tab content and buttons. And you also have social media footers also, GitHub Action integration, and easy to set up, supports Markdown, all governed by a single file. So let's do Docsify is the documentation static site generator without the static HTML files. Docsify generates your documentation website on the fly without generating static HTML files. So the features are no statically built HTML files, simple and lightweight, smart full text search plugin, multiple themes, useful plugin API, compatible with Internet Explorer 11, support SSRO, and support embedded APIs. So docusaurus is a project for easily building, deploying, and maintaining open source project websites and optimize site generator in React. So the features are powered by Markdown, built using React, ready for translation, document versioning, documents, and quick setup. So for Elevente, it's a simpler static site generator and alternative to Jenkins written in JavaScript. So transform your directory of templates of varying types into HTML. So it works with several templates: HTML, Markdown, Liquid, non-jokes, handlebars, monster check, and so much more. And the features are: one, easy to set up, support multiple template languages like I stated above. And one feature which I like so much about it is, one, it is customizable. So you can customize it as much as you want. So, okay, the next step here is for us to build a basic Elevente site. So first thing you have to do is create a package.json file, which you use by adding your code here, npm init. Then the next thing is to install Elevente into the package.json by using this code, npm install Elevente. And after that, you have to run Elevente so that everything order. Then the fourth step would be to create some templates. Then you have to run it locally to test if it's working fine or not. So for this section, I would head over to my code base. So we just have to create a very simple Elevente website, static website, then try to run it locally and see how it runs. Then also post it on Netlify to try to see if we could get it up for everyone to use. So the next step is first thing first. I would okay. Sorry. Let me reshare my screen. So new share. Okay. All right. So I'll create a new repo. I'll call it open source 101. I'll just use this for now. Okay. Okay, so let me share again. Okay, so I had to head over to my VS Code. So I would locate the local repo I created, which is the open source 101. Okay, so the first step I stated above was to the first step is to PM init. So npm init, and what it does is creates the package.json file for us. So our next step, what we have to do here is to npm install the Elevente file. Okay, so let's just wait a few minutes for it to install. So after it installs, the next step is for us to run our Eleventy. So we use the npx to run our local project version of the Eleventy just to make sure our installation went okay. So if you look over here, you would see that it's already installed our Eleventy for us in our package.json file. So the next step for us is to try to run this and see if everything went okay and everything is fine from what we are seeing so far. Then we have to create some tests. Okay, so the next step to go is now to run locally. So we test. Okay, so it has given us a local server to test with. Sorry. Okay, let me see what the problem is. Okay, I'm having. Okay, let me start from here and so I would know what the problem is. So I'm having some technical issues. So just give me a few minutes. Let me go through it and what the problem is.
If you'd like to stop your video and come back online when you
Okay, no,
when, when you have the problem solved, feel free.
okay, sure. So I will fix it right now.
Everyone, please stand by. We're having some technical difficulties, as can often happen in live events. We'll be back with you as soon as we can. Everyone, please stand by. The speaker's having a technical issue. We'll be back with you as soon as we can.
Okay, so I'm still having some issues. So probably what I'll have to do, I would probably go through a few examples I've already done in the past and get up from there. But it is taking so much time. Okay, so I will start with a different example I've done in the past. So let me just bring it out. All right, can you hear me now? Okay, so this is a different example I've done in the past. So this is the way it would look like. The structure of your folders will look like. You have this site folder, which is the folder that will be created when you run your Elemented, your Elemented.serve. So the serve means that it should create and convert every data into a static HTML and put it down into this folder serve. And this folder is the folder that will be served. It's a folder that would convert, that would have everything into HTML. So if you can see my screen clearly, you will see that we have this. Okay, let me close this out. Coming down here, we have this about.njk, we have the index.njk, and we have this elemented.js, which is the configuration file. So when you run your elemented.serve, so it will convert everything from about, and this converts everything to HTML and goes to the about and converts it to HTML too. So this is how Elementor works. So converting this, because this runs locally, doesn't run on the server at the moment. So you can now run this one locally. So to run, so go over to, okay, let me reshare. So this is just a simple static website I created with Elementor. So it has a side, double side, and have the center part of it. So you can navigate to your about and navigate to your contact. You see how fast it goes. So now moving this to Netlify, the first step we have to do is to push this to any code storage we're working with, Bitbucket, GitLab, or GitHub. So in this case, we are moving this to GitHub. So let's push it to GitHub. Okay, so we'll head over to GitHub account. Okay, first of all, let's go back to Netlify. So on Netlify platform, you just, if you don't have an account in Netlify, you register with Netlify. Then on the Netlify platform, you can now start a new site from Git. So having a new site from Git, now the first step is for you to connect your Git provider, GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. Then after connecting that, you pick a repository, then you set the settings, then you deploy. So it's how fast and how easy to do that from Netlify. So this is an example one I did that is on my GitHub account. So when you click on this, it gets to open up the simple Elementary static website I created. So sorry for the technical issues. I'll fix that later. So that is how easy and how simple to set up your Elementary. And for more details, I could share the links of the whole static site generator I stated above, so you can go and check them out and have more feel of what they do and see the magic powers. So that's it from me. Thank you. So you can drop your questions and I will take the questions. Okay, so I have a question here. Why did you choose Elementary as the demo? How do some of the other tools you mentioned compare to each other? Well, like I said earlier, I like the other tools. Definitely, there are so many tools, so many tools. But I prefer Elementary because of the easy customization, and it's very nice for you to customize and easy. Most of the tools they are more like rigid. Okay, let me share a link of I will share the link of Docsify, and I'll also share the link of docusaurus and MkDocs. So you get to see they have so many templates, but you must pick from their templates. You cannot pick outside the templates, or you get to create one template from yourself, which is quite not to me. I don't find it quite easy. But compared to Elementary gives you that room for easy customization. You create your site the way you want and how the look and feel of the site. It's very easy. So that's why I picked Elementary over the other tools. But I also like the other two, so I could choose them anytime I like. But I just like it Elementary because of it's lightweight also, and it's easy to customize. Okay, I have one which I added, which I showed, and I'm currently working with a company called Nylas, moving their docs. So that's the very big company. So and they're using Elementary for that, and it's been fun for me building and moving their projects from. You see, they're working with README, moving it from README down to Elementary. So that is one big project I know. The others are just quite small projects. If you work on more than one project that has different doc systems, does it take a long time to shift your thinking into the new system? If you work on more than one, well, it doesn't. It depends on the person. It depends on you, particularly the person, and how you see things. For me, I don't think it will take me so much time to shift my thinking into a new system. As long as I see something quite interesting is around, I will definitely shift around. So I've dropped the link in the chat to Docsify. I've also dropped the docusaurus. I've also dropped Elementary. Let me get so let me get a MkDocs and also drop it so you go and check.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions?
So I've dropped all the links so you can go through and check. Then you might do the compare and contrast. But for me, I would advise anyone that works best for you. You can pick anyone that will make things quite easy and faster for you, and also much better for the audience too. It's not like I picked Elementor, makes Elementor much better than every other tool around. No, I just have that love for Elementor.